Hi friends, in this video we will learn how to solve the problems using Lagrangian. But before we do that, let me make some short note for you that if you are using Cartesian coordinate for the problem, then your t will be half m x dot square plus y dot square plus z dot square, and your potential will be of the form of mgz. Now it may vary as per the situation. For example, if I took x, y and z as a coordinate, and if this is my height, then of course mgz will be this will be the potential. But if I am taking let's say this would be my x-axis, if that is the case, then mgx will be my potential. So you have to see that what height you are taking and what is the coordinate associated with it. But I am just making a general structure of the kinetic energy and potential for different coordinate systems. Just you can make it as a note, but you also have to keep in mind that this is not a rigorous formula. It can change case by case. This is just a general structure. If we choose a polar coordinate, then the kinetic energy will have a form of half m r dot square plus r square theta dot square, and potential will be m g r cos theta. So it is just like the pendulum. Suppose this is its initial position, and after some time it moves through an angle theta, let's say. So if we want to find the potential energy, then of course we will find this height. The component along this height is nothing but the cos theta component, right? If it would be the other case, like if the angle was here, then it might be a sine theta. So again here the structure will remain the same, just have to make some correction as per the problems, but this is a general structure. Alright, then we have spherical polar coordinate system, and the kinetic energy will look like r dot square plus r square theta dot square plus r square sine square theta phi dot square. Okay, and potential could be that really depends on what you take, but I still can write it as mg r cos theta in case if it is a z component. Alright, then we talk about the cylindrical coordinates, in which we have rho, phi and z. So in that case, kinetic energy would be like this, and potential energy is mgz. Okay, you can refer to each and every coordinate system if you wish. That will really help you out how did we get this. But even if you don't, then it is recommended that you go through them and you make these little notes. It will give you the idea of what is the format of t and v for each and every coordinate, and this is all we are going to use again and again for different problems. All you have to do is, whenever you are given a problem and you are asked to find the Lagrange's equation of motion, first you choose the coordinate system. Once you choose that, you just put this format of t and v and solve the Lagrangian. That is it. So I have made this note to make you understand things easier, and you can also make a similar note for yourself in order to remember the format of t and v for each and every coordinate system. This is going to be very, very helpful. Now we will for a practice, or in order to understand it very clearly, we will take an example and we will really solve Lagrange's equation of motion for simple pendulum. So let's say that this is the initial position of the pendulum. After some time, it moves through an angle theta. The length of the thread is L, and the mass of the pendulum is m. Now this is the situation we are given, and we want to find Lagrange's equation of motion for that. Now we can of course use the Cartesian coordinate system, but as you can see that it is much easier if we use the polar coordinate system. So that is the first step, that we decide the coordinate system, and that is r theta. Here r is L, so L theta is the coordinate system which we are going to use. Second step is we want to construct the L. For L we need T. We already know the structure. It will be half m r dot square plus r square theta dot square. Here you see that r is L and r dot square means change in length with respect to time, and we see that there is no change in length. It is not going to and fro like this and changing the length. So length is constant, and therefore its derivative, that is L dot square, will also be 0. So we will only have half m L square theta dot square. Now theta of course changes with time, so there will be this second component, but the first component is 0. So this is all you have for T. Now we want to define V. To define V, first of all we have to take a reference point. So suppose I choose this suspension point as my reference point, then V will be 0 here, and therefore the V over here will be mgl, because this is its length. Okay, but now you see that if you want, so we are considering this location, since we are taking a theta into account, we are considering this location of the pendulum. Then the height of the pendulum is not this. The height of the pendulum is this much. So it is less than L. Okay, and that this component is, as you know, that L cos theta. So it has raised from this point to this point. So it has, in terms of height, it has raised this much distance. So we have to find the potential difference for this particular case. So if you subtract this potential from the full potential, you will be left with this much, which is the height it has raised. So full potential is mgl, and this potential is mg. What is the height? It is L cos theta. So if this full minus this will give you this. Of course this is the same height. Okay, so if we take mgl as a common, you have 1 minus cos theta. This is your potential. Now we have built the kinetic energy and potential energy, so we can find this Lagrangian, which is T minus V. So Lagrangian, which is T minus V, is, and yes, one more thing we have missed out here. Since we have taken V equals 0, here anything which is below that will be of negative sign. So the full potential for this mass m is minus mgl, and this will be minus mgl cos theta. But since we are subtracting this part from the full part, minus of minus will become plus, and so if we take minus common, minus common, then this will become 1 minus cos theta. Okay, all right. Now t minus v, so it will be half m L square theta dot square minus of this, so minus minus plus mgl 1 minus cos theta. This is our Lagrangian. Once we have a Lagrangian, we can build the Lagrange's equation of motion. Here we have L as a constant now, so alright, so now we can have two Lagrange's equation of motion, as we have two coordinates L and theta. Okay, so you see here that, alright, so I will show that. So for L coordinate, you have equation of motion as d by dt of del L by del L dot minus del L by del L equals 0, and for theta we have d by dt del L by del theta dot minus del L by del theta equals 0. Okay, let's solve for the first case. So I will write down directly this time. Del L by del L dot, there is no term here containing L dot, so it will be 0, minus del L by del L, so we do have small l containing term, so it will be m L theta dot square plus mg 1 minus cos theta, and that equals 0. So this is minus ml theta dot square minus mg 1 minus cos theta equals 0. Alright, we take m constant and also negative sign, I mean we take m common and the negative sign will also go away. So I have L theta dot square plus g 1 minus cos theta equals 0. Alright, so that is it. No, I can't do any more simplification. So that's all we have. Now for theta case, I will write it down as, I will write the Lagrangian once again for you. So L is equal to half m L square theta dot square plus mgl 1 minus cos theta, and equation for theta will be del L by del theta dot minus del L by del theta equals 0. Okay, and so since we have this, let us find, I will put the direct values. If you need, you can find separately del L by del theta dot and this. Let me do it for you in case you don't get confused. Del L by del theta dot is equal to m L square theta dot, and there is no other term, so that is it. Del L by del theta is equal to, so it's mgl, and we have sine theta. Okay, so then we put the value ml square theta dot minus mgl sine theta equals 0. D by dt of this, m is constant, l is constant, so you have ml square theta double dot okay, and minus mgl sine theta equals 0. You take ml constant, so means common, ml square common, so theta double dot minus g by l sine theta equals 0. This is the equation of motion generally. Now you see that there is no point of doing this, and this is not there is no equation of motion for L, and I'm just leaving it on you that why do I say that, and what is the meaning if we found that this is 0. Can you interpret something from that? Oh, I'm sorry, this term del L by del L dot is 0 here. What does that interpret? We have talked about this. Let us see if we can recall that. So that is a little exercise for you to think over, and this is the equation of motion for this particular case, for the simple pendulum. Alright, so this is all I have to say, and I will send some different problems for you. You can solve them, and I will also send the solution if you need to refer. So you just do a lot of practice, and that will give you the good skill over finding the Lagrange's equation of motion for different situations. Alright, thank you.